What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. I'm running an Ogma Elite in the background, and we're doing this so we can talk about everything that you want to know about Archwing, more or less, now. And I'll explain why in a minute. So, this is just one of several runs I did. This is actually a random run, so you'll see I'm running the Corvas, which is unranked, but we're not worrying about the Corvas here. We're going to use the Centaur and just rock out the melee, basically. But let's get some quick things squared away, and then we'll get into everything that you want to know about Archwing to this point. Okay, update 15.16 for console, or PS4 at least. The build was submitted for certification on Friday, March the 6th. That's Friday night they submitted it. So there's no update from that point. Just waiting for Sony to get back and say when it will go. So I would assume, obviously not this week, but more than likely maybe next week. So maybe like the 17th or something. You'll probably get it around the time PC gets update 16, obviously. Xbox, I am not sure. I have not seen any information on Xbox. Wait, sorry. Let me correct that. That was also submitted on March the 7th for Xbox for update 15.16, but there's no confirmation on certification yet. Okay, so that's out of the way. Now, Ogma Elite is over. I hope you took advantage of it, whether you really liked Archwing a lot or not. There were some really good points to doing this interception mission. Sure, you could do it solo. You could do it, obviously, with your clan or your alliance members, whatever. You could even do this in terms of public matches, pugs. I did have a lot of issues, though, throughout the weekend in terms of pugs. I think part of it I was having some internet issues. But a lot of times when I wasn't the host, I ended up with a lot of severe lag throughout the missions. So sometimes it was not really that fun. But, you know, we got through it because ultimately I found that this tactical alert was perfect for pretty much leveling up every freaking thing that had to do with Archwing, so I'm prepared for whatever is coming in update 16. As well, if you take advantage of the fact that every time you did a run, you were getting 5 rare 5 cores, forget everything else, you were getting rare 5 cores every freaking time you were doing this. So it allowed me to level up some of those primed mods that I have. Not all the way, but it allowed me to level them up pretty high. As you probably saw on my Excalibur build, I've got the continuity, or even the Banshee build that I just put out. I've got that prime continuity one below the max right now, which is perfect, 50% for me. So, but okay, so you know, I didn't do it like over and over and over and over until Sunday night when we were trying to get a couple of guys in the clan to get their stuff finished up, and then I got a little bit tired, and some of the other guys finished up helping out a few of the others trying to get things done. So we got that squared away. For most of the people, got through the missions. So lots of rare 5 cores. I've still got a nice little pack of them left. What I would do is I was actually taking this, you know, maybe 2 or 3 at a time, and then I'd break and go do something else, and then I'd come back, and then I'd break and go do something else, and then I'd come back. Of course, you know, I really didn't have much to do this weekend after getting back from the hospital, so I just kind of had to sit around and relax, and that's what I did. But if you know, you want to use it to your advantage, okay? This is the perfect alert to use to your advantage, because whether you like Archwing or not, it's going to allow you to level up, it's going to allow you to get a lot of mods, it's going to allow you to get rare 5 mods, and it's going to allow you to ultimately determine what you like in terms of the wings and in terms of the weapons. So let's start this off then in terms of the wings. So we've got Elytron, we've got the Itzal, which I'm running, and we got the Odinata, right? And I'm pretty sure there's an Odinata Prime coming, if I remember. Somebody leaked that to me. But Odinata being your starting frame, your starting wings. They're actually not that bad. They're really pretty good overall. They're probably my second favorite in terms of how I play. It's all is my entirely perfect set of wings for me. I can do everything with it that I want to do with it. I can get places quick, obviously. I've got my drones. I've got the ability to suck enemy in and kill them all. So I'm also getting my vacuum, if you will. So I'm able to get all the mods and stuff that are in the area because it's sucking it in. I can go invisible when I'm in that need to be invisible. Elytron is a really good frame, wings as well, but it's not really my style. I understand it's like the most damaging one of all, but just doesn't play with me in terms of it's not fast. And sure, you could put Hyperion thrusters on it to make it faster. It just feels like the big, bulky, like Rhino style, set of wings, and it is because I mean it's got amazing health and shield on it at max, but I got that one leveled up all the way from unranked to fully ranked. It's on the side for now. Odinata is set up. I haven't really put any extra Forma into it. Wasn't really looking to put Forma into those two. I got the Itzal all set up without needing to put Forma into it to build it the way I want. And we'll talk about that maybe. I'll go through how I have it set up. There's not really a lot of mods for Archwing yet, so there's not really a lot of ways you can put it together. But there are some tweaks you could do to set things up the way that you like it. So for me, it's all is the way to go. And of course, it's a clan tech one. So once your clan has one in the dojo, you're good to go. Everybody can get access to it. You just got to have the resources to build it and the Tellurium and all that good crap, which obviously takes time. But Ogma Elite is a good way to get some Tellurium as well. Now, weapons. Okay, here's the thing. So I've got everything. By the time this finishes, I'll have pretty much everything leveled up. Corvus is probably like 27 or 28 by the time I release this video. And quite honestly, the Corvus, all I'm going to do is get through it and just leave it sit there. Because you can't get rid of your Archwing gear. For some reason, you can't sell any of it. So it's just going to sit there. Just fine because it's not taking up any slots either. As far as I know. But you can't sell the gear, so maybe it is taking up slots, you just can't sell it, which is really kind of stupid, but whatever. We'll get it off that. Corvus, not really into the whole shotgun type of thing here on Archwing. It just doesn't seem to work well for me. Obviously not in an interception open area at all. Dual Desseron, which is how I say it. Those are great dual pistols. I'm liking them. They're pretty versatile. You can probably use them in anything here. Once you get them set up, they're really nice. They're good here in intercepts, but I find that most of these weapons are really good in the other missions, like the sabotage or the exterminate, where there's a slightly closed-in environment. I find the other weapons much better. Fluctus is pretty good because this is a very open area, but intercepts run way too quickly for the Fluctus to really be something that's a competitive weapon in here. Though you got that nice, wide shot and whatnot, it's just not that great. So Fluctus is leveled up. It's on the side. Velocitus, that's a great weapon. I used it here in the intercept. Not too bad until you get to heavy groups coming at you. Then you're not going to be able to knock it out as quickly as possible. So having that melee with you is going to be obviously important, having the right melee weapon. But I would definitely stick to using that in the closed areas like the sabotages and the exterminates, and you can just rock through with that without enemies even knowing you're there, especially if you're doing like solo exterminates, because that thing is so freaking damaging. It's insane. Without even putting any Forma. No Forma on it. I've got like a 12,000 blast damage plus a 3,000 something magnetic, because that magnetic is the base of the weapon. So, and I can change that thing around as I want to set it up the way I like. But so, there's that. Now, obviously, right now, the most OP weapon of all is your Imperator or your Imperator Vandal. If you manage to get the Imperator Vandal, it's obviously just a bit better than the Imperator. I did not put extra Forma into it. I did obviously get it fully ranked up and just set it up the way I am, but I haven't finished like modding like maxing all the mods in Archwing and stuff, so it's not really a big deal to me. Will I forma it? Maybe. It's all going to depend upon what future weapons will be coming to the arsenal for Archwing, as to whether I'm going to put more time on it. But my top 3 Archwing weapons right now: Imperator Vandal for me, or Imperator, obviously, because it's just a damaging beast machine gun, right? Dual Desseron and the Velocitus. The Fluctus and Corvus, they're just fodder for me, and if I could get rid of them, honestly, I would get rid of them. They're useless. Now, other people may entirely different than what I'm thinking, but situationally, you can't beat the Imperator or the Imperator Vandal in any mission just because of what it does. Dual Desseron Velocitus, great in the sabotage, great in, the exterminates, heavy damage, awesome. Now, when we get into melee weapons, Ornyx, I don't even have that one yet. I haven't gotten all the parts for it, so eventually I'll get it. But that's just going to be a mastery fodder for me. Same as the Veritux is, just a straight up mastery fodder type of thing. Prisma Veritux does have some advantages, obviously, over the regular Veritux, but not enough for me to put any forma into. Not worth it. So right now, currently, the top 2 melee weapons in terms of Archwing are the Centaur and the Wrathbone. And right now, nothing beats the Centaur. I did put forma into the Centaur, and I plan on doing it, I think, again. I've got a 62.5% critical at like 6 multiplier, I think it is, and 44% status chance on it with like heat and corrosive. I think I have set up. I don't 100% know because I'm obviously not looking at it right now, but yeah, it is a beast of a melee weapon. So perfect loadout for me. It's all with the Centaur. And depending upon what mission, most of the time it's going to be my Imperator Vandal. So, but if you're doing this, do take the time. It's not going to take you a lot to get through this mission at all. It's not significantly hard, and it's good that it's not significantly hard. It's over on Earth, so it's nothing too difficult. Everybody should be able to have access to Earth. So as long as you have Archwing, you can definitely get in here. In terms of scaling, I've found that, as I talked to a new member, Darkseed, how you doing? In terms of scaling, I found that doing it solo, there was obviously less enemies than doing it with more players. The more players you had, the more difficult it became. In terms of Ogmas, you can drop 60 to 70 of these Ogmas in one run, really, honestly, if you do a simple setup of knock out 3 and keep 1 uncontrolled. Keep 1 point neutral. So cover up 3 points, keep 1 point neutral inside of the intercept mission, and that 1 neutral point or uncontrolled point will cause those Ogmas to spawn at a abnormally high rate. But be warned, by doing that, you're going to have much more aggression within the intercept mission. Okay, so advantages are you're going to get more Ogmas, you'll get through the mission quickly, but at the same time, you're going to have a much more challenging mission because you're not taking all the points, and they're going to want to go to maintain that point and keep that point for themselves. So keep it neutral, you'll get a lot more out of it, and you can just whip through them. Good team environment, obviously. This is pugging, so this wasn't, it wasn't bad at all, pugging, quite frankly. Especially because I had my It's All out. I did a couple of runs where everybody was running, the Elytrons, and so everything is covered in the points. It's pretty good. But don't don't think like you have to do like 600 billion runs or that it's unbelievably hard or anything like that, because it's not, and it's not meant to be. The whole thing with the Phoenix Intercept thing, the first mission was a challenge, doing a heavy melee. The second mission to get the piece for the special sigil, or the special badge, a little more challenging because that was 8 rounds. And actually, even on my alternate, I ended up, because I didn't do it till like Sunday, there weren't as many people doing it, that when I got in, I had to, on my alternate, run with the Sindo, barely modded, an 8 round, so basically the secondary round, to be able to get my Tempo Royale, because there was nobody running the first 5 round run, or the 4 round run, whatever it was. So I had to do the secondary mission and last, and I did it with Hydroid and the Sindo, which worked out pretty well. But it took several attempts with several teams to be able to make it happen. However, the escalation, that happened to be that way because, you know, everybody complains so much about, oh, it's not hard enough, it's not giving me a challenge, blah, blah, blah. Well, here's your challenge. So you got your challenge, and then everybody was upset about how difficult it was. And, you know, it was a straight-out troll, I believe, from DE, so... You know, props to DE for sitting out there and saying, well, you want to complain all the time? Here you go. You can complain. And while on one end of the Spectre, you saw some people running out and soloing it, and I did it too. I only had enough time to really solo it once, and so I set myself up to solo it one time, and I got through it. You could do it as a team if you had a good team set up and everybody was working together. But it 100% knocked out any low-level player that did not have the right gear setups. And it was kind of upsetting, but the sigil that you got, it was cool. Nothing spectacular, though, so... You know, but I'm not complaining because it was a challenge. I mean, I didn't bitch. Whatever. Throw it at me. I'll do it all. I don't care. I can do anything. When I get in the mood, I can do it, so... But, you know, plenty of frames can do that escalation solo if done properly. It just takes a lot of tactic and thought in mind to make it happen. You will probably have several failed attempts. Doing it as a team, there's several frames that can work very well together. Same thing here. You know, just take your time and enjoy it. I don't know really how else to say it. You're gonna, by playing this mode enough, you're gonna not only, like I said, be able to level everything up that you haven't leveled up, that you skipped out on. You get some great amount of mods if you've been missing them. You're going to get rare 5s, and you're also going to get a chance to really pick out the frame, or the set of wings, and the weapons that suit you most as it currently stands up until 15.16, update 15.16. That's, you know, that this is. Update 16, not sure. Not sure what's coming, how much more is coming. Obviously, you know, Archwing still needs to be developed more. It has been improved over time. There's a lot less issues. There are still bugs. There are still issues, of course, you know. But that is what it is. But they have improved the mode a lot over time. And it's become much more fun. But don't burn yourself out on any one game mode. Don't feel like you're forced. You've got plenty of time to get through it. You've got plenty of time to rank everything up. You've got plenty of time. I suck at trying to get people. I just can't get that concept down. That one's still a problem for me. There we go. But you got plenty of time to get it done. There's more than enough time to complete the alert and get, you know, the forma and all that out of it, and the catalyst. And then still have more than enough time to run for rare 5 cores and rank up your gear. Now, if you have any more questions, I'll probably do some videos on the Itzal and the Centaur, being that they're my favorite for builds. But if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time.